Chapter 5. Could somebody please page Dr. V? Her patient is waking up. Hold on, Cassie. The doctor is coming. Looking from right to left, fading in and out of sleep. The light is bright, the room sterile, and next to the bed, flowers and a get-well-soon card. Good morning, Miss Bradley. Welcome back. I am Dr. V. You have been under my care for a few months now. I'm not sure if anyone has told you yet, but you were in an accident. A hit and run, to be more exact. The paramedics were called out and found you across the street from your home. They got there just in time. You had sustained a severe head injury and a few abrasions. You have been in a coma for 75 days now, so I must warn you that your mind is still readjusting to all the stimulus around you. You might suffer from confusion and possibly incoherent thoughts. So please do not hesitate to ask for assistance. That's why we're here. You just missed your mom. She's been at your side every day since the accident. We'll contact her shortly. Tell her the good news. If you don't mind, I would like to send in a nurse to run a few tests, just to see how you're doing. At this point, Cassie has still not said a word. She was neither sure of where she was. Is all of this an illusion, or was everything that happened all in her mind? So many, many questions. As she looked down towards her feet, her right arm was bandaged just above the elbow. She touched her head where she felt the most discomfort. It too was wrapped. She still couldn't remember anything beyond the black mist that landed her here in the hospital. After the nurse had left, her mind began to drift far away to that place, with thoughts of Alex and his story, Zadimus, and even the creature that hunted them to the village. Maybe it was a dream, she thought. The doctor did say she had been there for just over 2 months, but in her mind, it had been many, many seasons, at least a year. She releases a big sigh of relief. Well, I may not be home right now, but I am where I belong. No more late-night horrors for me, she exclaimed to herself, as she turned over onto her side, closed her eyes, and fell fast asleep. Images flashed through her mind, faces of people she knew in the strange world. The forest, the whispering voices, the creatures, causing her to awaken abruptly. Her breathing is fast and heavy. She scans the room in a panic-stricken state, waiting for the worst. Waiting to wake up back in the nightmare. But the room is still. As she looks outside, she sees that doctors and nurses are still doing their rounds. Taking in a deep breath, she calms herself. Dr. V walks back in the room. Hello again, Miss Bradley. I see by your chart you are doing very well. Just a few more days of observation, and you're cleared. Cassie nods her head. Oh yes.
Did you like my trick?
Cassie's eyes are now widened. Sorry, what did you say? Her pulse has now quickened. Did you like my treat? I sent you some extra custard with your jello. Oh yes, thank you, she said rather nervously. Okay, I will see you in a bit. Yes, ma'am. As the doctor left the room, Cassie felt sick to her stomach, uncertain of what was actually happening around her. The gloom had set in, as well as the old familiar feelings of dread. Nervous, anxious, and fearful. She pulled the covers over her head and crawled into a ball and says to herself, am I losing my mind? And that's when the hospital went silent. Hello? She called from under the covers as silence remained. She then realized something was moving on the bed, crawling from her feet, making making its way up her inner thigh, then to her stomach, all the while hearing the bed creak. She gathers up the courage to peek her head from beneath the cutlass. Can I help you, Miss Bradley? Are you okay? Asked the nurse. I need to stretch my legs. Well, I'm sure that won't be a problem. You've got a clean bill of health here, according to this chart. Here, let me help you up. The nurse assists Cass onto her feet. Hold on to the stroller. You need to find your balance again. Can I help you walk down the corridor? No, she said rather abruptly. No, thank you. I'm tired of people fussing over me. I can do this. Sure thing, miss, said the nurse. Cass makes her way out the room, left at the nurse's station, and straight to the smoker's balcony. As she opened the door, the fresh air and the warmth of the sun on her skin were most welcoming, a sensation she believed she would never ever experience again. Moving forward slowly, basking in the glow of the glistening sun, she took no notice of another patient sitting there. Hey, said the young man, startling Cass. You're finally awake. I am glad to see you're not chained to the wall anymore.
What?
What did you say? Chained to the wall? Why? She asked frantically. Well, the Queen's play toys are not meant to be running around, said the man as he walked away towards the balcony exit door. What do you mean, play toy, and who is the Queen? The man was gone, leaving Cassie to question everything that has occurred since she had awoken. An all too familiar sensation overtook her body as he watched the sun descend at an alarmingly unearthly rate. These were the sunsets of the other world, bringing forth all the nightmares that were held at bay by the shining of the light. She turns around, faints, and falls to the ground, hearing the nurse yell for help, and then nothing. Her eyes are opening and closing, in and out of consciousness. She can hear the doctors, but she can't see them. The only constant was the beeping of the heart rate monitor. She begins to breathe heavily. Her eyes eventually begin to focus, and all the lights in the room go from bright to dim to dark. As the beeping becomes a loud clanging from the distance, Cass looks up at her shackled hands and down to her shackled feet. An ominous and dim light begins to illuminate the room, showing her exactly where she was. A stone-walled dungeon with blood dripping off every surface, from the ceiling to the floor, pooling in the center of the room, flowing towards one corner, where a child stands, with its back facing towards Cass. Its wrists are nailed to the bloodened walls. It slowly begins to turn its head around